sun's just going down, just getting ready to seal the frame up from the water tank. I've pulled it all out, so I've got that for this. That's tonight's entertainment. It worked really well. There's no damage to the insulation of the water tank, so that's really good. I've opened up all the bays, just touched in a little bit of paint here and there where I've lost some of the tile spaces with vacuuming, and one or two bits where it's touched and rubbed. I just want to put an extra coat under here where on this, as I can probably see there's a seam line at the back. So I've just got extra paint on all that. So yeah, another night on the boat. For the second time this week we're back on the boat. Catch me doing some sealant on the floor, so putting just some sealant on so that it's water resistant. All the half bays have been done, they've got 2 coats each. These big panels have got 2 coats on the side of the wall and 1 coat on this side, so they'll need another coat before they're ready. This one's just got a coat on this side. Yeah, so we're getting on with it. I've already put 2 coats on the water tank frame. That's out here fast drying in the sun. I want to get another one on that. I've bought a fun fridge which is going to make my power bill go through the roof, I think. I've brought some toys with me to play with the water tank. I've got this L-shaped outlet piece which I'm going to put on and then have a look at trimming the floor to make it fit. I've also got this filler hose that I'm going to try and fit, see if that just get the shape of it. So I've done the frame for the water tank twice, that's out drying outside. I'm going to put another coat on that and then I'll put a big bead of silicone across the bottom to give it kind of a spongy base, just to absorb any vibration and spread the weight out of the water tank a little bit. So at this point I figured I'm just going to put another coat of the water sealant on the frame for the water tank. With it being sat under the water tank and the possibility of condensation, which I hope I've eliminated with the amount of insulation on, but if the water tank leaks, this is the bit that's going to take the brunt of the water. So as well as it being really thick and heavy wood to take the weight of the full tank, I've also thought an extra coat of water sealant can't go amiss. So yes, that's why I'm putting this coat on now. Front-facing sides of the 4 big panels left to water treat. So while that's drying, I'm just going to put a bead of silicone around this entire frame. Quite a big, fat, thick bead of silicone, so it's got something spongy to rest on inside the bow. So yeah, so that's the next job. So that's the water tank frame, completely covered in silicone. Think of that as hundreds of tiny little rubber stoppers just between the wood and the ground, so just waiting for that to go off and then we'll stick it in. A few hours have passed. The silicone isn't set, but it's soft, but it's not squeezing out anywhere, so it's not sticking to my hands, so that's good. There's a mock-up of the frame on top of the water tank as it would sit in position. I'm just about to put that in position, clamp it into the bay, into the bar, and yeah, drill it in. Well, it's just gone 1 o'clock. I've just finished putting PVA glue on the edges of the boards. I've got 3 of the edges done. I'll have to do the next edge in the morning. But that's all 4 of these boards with 2 coats of water sealant on either side, and the edges are now PVA glued, waterproof PVA. So these boards are pretty much done, ready to be screwed down, to be honest, when I get everything else ready. So it's about 1 o'clock. I've got almost no floor left. Got this tiny bit of it here that I'm going to make a camp for the night. Get my head down, and then tomorrow morning get these 3 panels water sealed and hopefully PVA glued before I leave. Right, yeah, we'll check in tomorrow. Everything down the other end of the boat to start water sealing these back 3 panels. I'm going to give them a coat each, let them stand, move some stuff around, wait them out, have a look at the floor, clean it all up, dab some paint in areas that may need it, and yeah, getting on with it. Top of the boat, just at the boatyard. It's a nice place. There's an awesome combination of bird song and engine noise, which is hypnotic and lovely, actually, believe it or not. Car park up there, and it goes down off over the side into some private moorings. They're just getting ready to pull sloe patrol out. James is the Narrowboat from the Narrowboat with James Port channel. It's going to be the neighbour for a couple of days, and they're going to do some welding work on the hull. So we might see a little bit more. Jim's boat just pulled out. Be interested to see what he does on his channel with this. Oh, got a new neighbour for a couple of days. Because I've never seen the whole boat with no floor, with all the bilge bays painted. I've seen it, bay at a time as I'm doing it, but I've never seen the whole boat open with all the joists in, all the bilge bays painted, with all the tile spaces in. It's just awesome. Yeah, it's just little moments. I mean, it's a drudge all the time, It's a lot of mental. And then you get these moments where you're like, oh yeah man, this is going to be sweet. So yeah, really enjoyed it. In the car park, got a private mooring down there. So we come through and round. Share the slipway where they've just pulled James's boat out. Here's the legendary slow patrol on the track. Now, I did stop to have a look, but the lads were working, so I thought I'd best roll on and leave it to it. So I thought I'd show you around mine a little bit. Walk around mine. Let's get some, let's start doing some work on this exterior at some point. Figure out how I'm gonna grind these back, get some rust treatment on these bits and do the whole thing with some paint. That is a couple of days work at least, probably weeks if not months. Bits like here need a fair bit of attention, so yeah, all up here, yeah, not worrying, but apparently it's not that big a deal, just needs grinding back a little bit, some rust treatment, repainting. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Well, that's the floor touched up with paint. That's all the panels glued. And water sealed, so they'll be left to dry. I'll still have one edge to do next time I come back, which is the underside of all of this, and then I'll also bring like a chisel or something to scrape all these little drips off once I've dried. That's another thing ticked off. We can start looking at buying some bricks.